Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is how to manage My Shelf. So we're going to come back up over by the My Account icon, and just to the left of that is the Books icon, and that's where you're going to go to your shelf. So when we click on that, first things that are going to be displayed are your items that are out on loan. So all the items that are out on loan, and as you can see on the left hand side here, we have availability to our loans, our holds, our wish lists, rated titles, recommendations, history, and settings. I'm going to go over each of those individually. So first, like I said, is you can see your loans and you can manage your loans. So you can listen or read the item now, or you can return the title to the library just as simple as clicking the mouse. Also under My Shelf, you have the holds icon. Here you will be able to see the items that you currently have on hold and are waiting to be able to take out on loan. Again, with your holds, you can manage your hold as well. You can edit the email address that sends to notify you when that item is available. You can suspend that hold if you have a couple items out in your loans and you're not ready to receive that item yet. You can suspend that hold and you can remove that hold. Remember, you have 10 holds available through overdrive.com, so you can have 10 items on hold at the same time. Now, that being said, you may have multiple items come in at the same time and you're not able to read or manage both of those loans at the same time, so that is why you would suspend the hold. Or maybe the item you put on hold you have already read in a hardcover copy, so you can turn around and just remove that hold altogether. The next panel is the wish list. This is where you have marked an item as wish list or waitlisted, but you were unable to put on hold. Maybe you already have used all of your 10 holds. Maybe it's something you want to keep an eye on and the waiting period has become shorter. So that's where this is all stored in your wish list. Next is rated titles. This is where your titles, your books that you have rated through overdrive.com, they will appear on here. Maybe you have the option to rate each book that you read or listen to, and those titles will show up here. Next up, we have recommendations. This is where you can recommend or refer your librarian to purchase a copy of a book that might not already be in the library's collection. I'm going to search up a title that is not owned by our library, so I am going to recommend that copy, and it says thanks for your recommendations. Now when I go back to my shelf and I go to recommendations, that title will show up as an item that I have recommended to my librarian to purchase for the collection. The next tab we are going to is your history. Here, titles are automatically added when you borrow them. You can manually add a title through your search results. You can remove titles from your history. And if you don't want to see your history at all, you can hide your history in the settings, which is what we'll go to next. In the settings, this is where you will see your lending periods. As a default, through overdrive.com, ebooks are 14 days, which is the maximum. Audiobooks are 14 days, which is the maximum. And videos are 5 days. This is also where you can select whether you want your history displayed or not. This is where your content preferences are. Also here we have display options for those who are hard of seeing. We have the dyslexic font, as you can see the difference there. And we have the high contrast mode, which you can see there. And again, going back to your loans, this is where you have all of your items to a maximum of 10 items on loan. You want to make sure that you manage your returns. They will automatically be returned at the end of your default loan period. And that's it for my shelf. Next, I'm going to be going into reading and listening through your browser.